led to the functionality of the refinery. One of the most concerning things about that is the fact that we're still paying refinery workers' salaries, whether our refineries are moribund or not, across the country. It is painful. You know that the same was still the case with Ajaokuta Steel. How do we keep paying salaries for people or for an industry or a company that is unfunctional? How do we do that? This is crazy. So, Dr. DJ, please, kindly step in.
Well, you see, one of the problems we have in this country is, you see, some people, if you look at their life, you know, now Nigeria exists for them. In the sense that there are people that they just benefit and profit regardless of how illogical that means of profiting sounds. At least if you want to profit, you profit in a reasonable way. And let us look at it well. Since I think oil was discovered in 1956 or only 1958, no refinery.
Oh, we had
that itself is bad governance. To even start with, if I'm to relate it to end bad governance, that is bad governance. Because when Shell they discovered oil in Malaysia, they told the Malaysian government what they told Nigerian government, that you don't have expertise, you don't have people that can do this job, so there's nothing we can do than to hire expatriate or to kind of like seek interventions from our country. The Malaysian government said, okay, if we don't have the experts, no problem, but we give you 10 years. After 10 years, a quota of your operational system must be Malaysians. And after 10 years is enough. If you want to train people, 10 years is more than enough. But what do we have in Nigeria? We have people profit, and it's not because that they can't do it. It's not that they are just leaving Shell and Texas Aquadeep to profit. Some of them are the cabals. You know what Dangote said recently?
Yes, the monetization.
When he said they refine oil for Malta that is not as big as Lagos. So Lagos cannot refine fuel. Now Malta they profiting.
And then the Lagos itself refine fuel. Then the entire Nigeria, and Malta is just half of Lagos.
Precious Eburun country, you. Now they wicked for this country. Now no get fear of God at all. Because how can Malta? Is it refining petroleum products? Does it have to do with climate? Does it have to do with climate that okay, maybe Malta is more cold than Nigeria, and for you to refine petroleum product, it must be done in a very cold environment, maybe where snow dey fall. Is it that environmental factors like earthquake, that for you to refine fuel, it must be in a country whereby the earthquake usually happen, and I don't think so, but just saying as an example that okay, earthquake happens in Malta. What is making that petroleum refined in Malta that cannot make it happen in Nigeria? So we have people that are deliberately sabotaging the country just because so that they can ride private jet, so that they can carry all these small guests, and be putting them on private jets. Why? And I've said it that, you see, why do we like to profit and see people suffer?
So Dr. Jeti, talking about the
sorry, just one thing, promise, please. You are acquiring wealth. People are dying, people are suffering. If your religion is a Muslim, if you die tomorrow morning, that's tomorrow morning, before 4 o'clock, they will bury you. Why are you? So why not live a life of impact? Okay, you want to show enormous power. You want to live, kill, and destroy. The power that you won't carry to heaven. If you die tomorrow morning, whether you are a governor, whether you are a president, before 4 hours, the Chief Justice will be saying, hi, Kashim Shettima, or what is the Deputy Governor of Lagos State, help me out. Hey, this man. no, the Obafemi Hamzat, the deputy of Lagos State, will say, oh, I Obafemi Hamzat, what you hear now is do solemnly swear. So, what did they worry us? Why would we say we dey do things like say we dey carry this wealth go? It would have been justified for Nigerians not to have refinery, for you to go with all the money if it is transferable to the great beyond. I told my friend one day, I said, all this hustle and bustle for this life, it would have made sense if it is possible for us not to die again. You know, it would have made sense, right? Like, if we want to kill ourselves that to make all the money, it would have made sense if we won't die. But if you are lucky enough, I don't want to say unlucky, if you are lucky enough to be a Muslim, if you die in the morning, before if you are a Christian, they still feel mercy you, go pull you for one cold, maybe they receive, you know, AC free of charge till they have your time to bury you. So what is our problem? Why not seek a society that the legacy will live? And you know the worst part, these guys, most of them that are making life unbearable for citizens now are the benefit of free education. They are product of free education, whereby when they were in secondary school and primary school in the hostel, they used to give them milk. They'll give them milk. They'll give them fruit. So you now grow up. Now, you cannot provide school for people, and you are a benefit of. See, I want to see how judgment day will be. No, serious. It is not a laughing matter. I want to see how judgment day will be.
Talking about the corruption in the oil sector.
Corruption again. You see,
I want to quote former President Olusegun Obasanjo. He had an interview with Financial Times yesterday, and he was talking about the whole Dangote issues with NNPCL. He said that I'm going to say it now. Obasanjo said running the state-owned refinery is shrouded in corruption. Quoting him, when I was president, I invited Shell and I said, look, come and take equity participation and run our refineries for us. They refused. They said our refineries has not been well maintained. According to the bottom line, they said Shell refused, and they said that the corruption in the oil sector in Nigeria is too much for them to get involved. What is it about the oil sector in Nigeria?
So that means that
why can we not have,
after all?
why can we not have one functioning, yes, refinery? We have refinery in Kaduna, we have in Warri, we have in Port Harcourt. None is functioning. That of Port Harcourt, they promised us about how many months ago that it was going to start functioning, but nothing has happened. What is going on in the oil sector?
Okay, now before I say what is going on in the oil sector, let me speak about the person that delivered the message, Obasanjo himself. I believe that Obasanjo could have performed better than the way he performed. And some of the foundations he laid is what Nigerians are still suffering today, because when Nigeria moved away from military to civilian government, if Obasanjo had not made politics lucrative, whereby you are in 1999, they are begging people to contest, they were reluctant.
Yes.
But by 2003, everybody want to die to become a local government chairman, because that man that is begged to contest for local government chairman, he has had many houses, he has built luxury, luxury houses, luxury cars and all that.
He also wanted.
So when I listen to Obasanjo, with profound respect to him, I listen to him as a man talking from experience. You know, an elder can talk to you in two ways. An elder talking to the younger ones that, look at me, I have failed. Don't let my life be like yours. For instance, if you see somebody that is a chain smoker, if he's smoking, and he's advising you not to smoke, he's speaking from experience and say, oh, maybe it's this smoking that didn't make me rich. I've used all my money to smoke. Maybe he has even been diagnosed of lung cancer. So you can't totally rule out the message despite the fact that that person is a chain smoker. He is speaking to you from experience so that you don't feel like him. So we can't say that Obasanjo doesn't have a message despite the fact that he himself failed significantly. I need to establish that first. Now, to your question of why oil,
No functioning refinery.
why no functioning refinery? First, you see, we need to look at the politics of international relations vis-a-vis multinational corporations. You see, the emergence of leaders in Nigeria after independence usually have input of the Western powers. And we now have leaders that do not have the wherewithal to go all out and make it happen. Maybe they are afraid that their life should not end like that of Kwame Nkrumah, who shared the dream of the famous electricity project.
Okay. So still talking about I'm sorry, but Dr. Deji, people need to call in. They'll still protest. They will protest and it will be good. So I just wanted to reiterate the fact that the federal government has admitted that we use $600 million every month. Should I put it in Naira?
Don't put it. I don't want to put that.
Okay, I mean, we will not use big rate. We'll just use the 1495. We will not use the 1600.
Precious. If you convert that, make people, you know, say on God day, make people where they listen to us, make them not run the press.
Okay. So if I just use 1000,
you still won't go to converter.
I just wanted to give them EG, for example. If I use that amount times 600 million, so that means we're using ouch, 861 billion naira every month. That is so. But then if I decide to use 1600, in fact it was 1620. So let's say 1600. That my calculator ended.
Okay, you two, you won't collapse. You say hey.
My calculator ended.
You say okay.
To import petrol, and you know that till now we're still not certain about the exact consumption. What our exact consumption of petrol is.
You see?
What is going on? With all this money we're using to import fuel, and what makes it so impossible? Remember, we also spend money in the process of sending our oil to other countries. Exporting it.
And we're buying back.
Why can the government not ensure that we rally around to get our refineries working with this situation?
Good question. I'm itching to answer. You see, the reason, any secrecy that is shrouded in the oil sector now, I have asserted it when Bola Ahmed Tinubu came into office and he says first subsidy gone. I say no. First subsidy cannot go like that. Or else there are some things that will be shrouded in secrecy. Because why? There is an entitlement mentality. The Jonathan boys, they chop their own. The Buhari boys, they chop their own. Obasanjo boys, they chop their own. People became billionaires overnight. Yaradua boys, they chop their own. You reach Tinubu turn, you don't want them to chop their own. You are joking. So even if Tinubu do not want them to chop, they will criticize and say, Oga, what are you saying? What are you saying? So that is why there is a lot of secrecy in this oil sector at the moment, in such a way that Oga came and said, first subsidy gone. Nigeria is still owing him accountable to that. Now, like I said earlier, are you sure we are not even paying subsidy? Are you sure we are not paying subsidy? And at the end of the day, you see, as so long as people are profiting from this thing, Port Harcourt refinery, at the end of the day, even Dangote refinery, Ayo Fayoshe said on Channels TV that they are planning, that it was in a place and here they are planning to bomb Dangote refinery. This is not me saying it, it's Ayo Fayoshe, the former governor of Ekiti State. So this local refinery cannot work based on two things. If it doesn't work, it's based on two things. Number one, is either the multinational corporations who are profiting immensely from the demand and supply of petroleum products in Nigeria are now using their enormous resources, because multinational corporations are so rich that they remove president. Don't take my word for it. Do the research. You will see multinational, all this Shell, Ajib, Chevron, Texas, they are so rich that they install president, they remove president. So as a president, if you want to go against their interests, you have to be very, very strong and watch your back. Then don't forget that for the Port Harcourt refinery to function, for Dangote refinery to function, it is these countries that have the technologies. Don't forget, we don't have the technologies. If anything goes wrong with that refinery, they'll be the one to manufacture the equipment. It is some of their expatriates that will be there from the West. So at the end of the day, they can sabotage the system effectively. Number two is if there is political interest, whereby the cabal, and you know that in Africa, there's always insatiable taste for power and insatiable taste for wealth. Africa suffers from two insatiability. Insatiable taste for power, insatiable taste for wealth. So that means that the ruling elite that are profiting from this thing if they don't want to let go, despite the fact that they are already multi-billionaires, it is not Dangote or Tedola, this one that you hear that you say billionaire. They are silent billionaires that you've never heard of. They don't even have social media presence. You've never heard their name in the media. They are there. If these people are not ready to answer, tell me, will they not sabotage the system? Okay. So that is why I have safely assert that it will be very difficult, very, very difficult for Nigeria to escape not refining crude from the West. Let Dangote refinery start first. Let it be functional and it's operating 6 months, 1 year. If nothing happens to it, then you know that maybe Nigeria is serious. If they don't go and remove one screw, Dangote refinery has not even started. They are already planning to bomb it.
Okay.
Is it ghosts? Is it angels that are planning to bomb? Is it no human being? Now, will I plan? Sorry, pressure, please. Please. Will I plan to go and bomb Dangote refinery? What is my interest? Will you turn a suicide bomber promise to go and bomb Dangote refinery? No, it is when Dangote refinery is against your interest, your selfish interest, your insatiable taste for wealth, that you start thinking of how to go and bomb the refinery, isn't it?
Okay. All right, so Dr. Ligi, let's quickly move to another conversation. That's about our last conversation before we open the phone lines, and we'll pick that very quickly. So, Aloy Jimakor, the counsel to Mazin Mbekano, has said that karma is not merciful. That you should look at the case of Kenya, Buhari, and others that have been disgraced. So, he said that he warned the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu that those involved in Kano's extradition or extraordinary rendition or continued detention have been disgraced, sacked, or facing resistance from their people. He gave an example of what's going on in Kenya and the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, Boris Johnson, how he faced issues with his people, and then President Muhammadu Buhari's administration that was rated the worst. He's, saying that for anybody who continues to keep somebody who you know that it's not totally, a victim, as it were, in detention, that is that karma. Now, this conversation isn't about karma, but it's about the continuous detention of Mazin Mbekano. A lot of people have said that, there are people who have said worse, that Igboho was even seen his house when his house was, raided, that there were live ammunitions of all sorts, a cache of arms seen in his house. But when Mazin Mbekano's house was raided in Umuahia, there was no single ammunition that was seen in his house. So why the continuous detention of this man? That's what a lot of people are saying. But others are saying that, perhaps he said a lot, and that's why the Nigerian government, keeps holding him captive.
First, Precious.
It's the way you look at me, just come for me.
No, I want to come for you first.
Okay, don't come for me, please. Just
you go give me topic. You know that I have my own intellectual bank.
You go learn quick.
No. I don't like to learn quick. No. I don't like quickie. I'm very strong. I don't like quickie. I am very strong.
Your life on radio, Dr. Ligi.
No, I've not said anything wrong. I don't like quickie. I'm very strong.
I did not say you were weak.
And I know that I have the protection.
You just mean you like
the thing is, you go give me topic. You give me, ask me solid question. You come there and say, make an answer within 2 minutes. No, I have a PhD in political science. There's a way I answer my question. Now, if I'm to answer you quickly,
okay, sir.
Though I don't like quickly. Now, Isaac Adakaboro is a revolutionary before Ken Saro-Wiwa.
From real estate, yeah.
Gen Z who usually think it is Ken Saro-Wiwa, or some people imagine, no. The first in the Niger Delta is Isaac Adakaboro. My listeners can Google this. When Isaac Adakaboro started the revolution, at some point there was Biafra war. What did the government of Yakubu Gowon do? They released Isaac Adakaboro and won him over on the part of the government to tackle the problem that government is facing at that time, which is secession of Nigeria. Having laid that background, Nnamdi Kanu, can such method be adopted based on one man is in detention? People are using the name, the alleged detention, to perpetrate crime. Fifth columnists have taken over the something. What does it take you to release one man and win him over on the side of the government? Don't say it is not possible. Because during the days of Isaac Adakaboro, government, the Gowon government, won him over.
From prison.
Yes, you can release him on terms and conditions. There's something they do in the US. If they want to release you and they want to put you under surveillance, before they agree to release you, they will put one chip in your body. There's nowhere you can run to. They will be watching you as if they are watching something on Google Map. Anywhere you go, you know, it will be sending signal to their database. There's a lot of compromise the country can make if people, so that they won't be using the name of this man to perpetrate crime, sit at home, all these things.
But there was no condition given for the release of Sunday Igboho. That's
no, I'm just saying that even if the state
it's that bad
doesn't want to, yes, but I believe that there are people that have done worse things.
Oh, but remember that sometime last year there was some YouTube that burned.
If Nigerian got reasonable. I won't even talk about burning Nigerian flag.
Okay.
You know, if people can go and bomb, kill, maim, destroy under one terrorist ideology, say they are Boko Haram, and Nigerian government can deem it fit to use any word, whether rehabilitation or something, and as Ruben Abati will say that they are being served pepper soup and jollof rice.
Radicalize,
if they are being so uniform for, Nigerian government have never, you know, benefited me in any way. I can say it confidently.
So if we spoke about Boko Haram, some of them that was rehabilitated and reinstated into the society, go back to still.
If you are paying them, let us be. What is good for the goose is good for the gander. Nnamdi Kanu, what I see more of him is he speaks more than he acts. There are people like that they are good orator. For instance, you may have that experience in the course of living life. That there are some people that, you know, they speak more than they are. Oh, I will beat you, I will destroy you, I will do this, I will do that. But they don't really have that capacity to really even fight you. So in that kind of instance, don't let people to be using the name of this man to perpetrate crime. So there are a lot of compromise that the state or Nigerian government can make. You are not thinking of punishing one man now because you don't like him. You are thinking of how innocent people will not die. You are thinking of how small and medium scale enterprise in the East will not fold up. You are thinking of how the economy of the East will not dwindle. You are thinking of the social infrastructure that is being destroyed in the East. If it will take releasing one man to achieve that and dialoguing with him to say, okay, if you want us to release you, do you first of all agree that Nigeria is an indissoluble entity?
Okay.
If he agrees, why will you keep one man and let people be profiting from it? Because now, what is happening in the East now is even beyond Nnamdi Kanu. Let's be sincere with ourselves. Because even if Nnamdi Kanu comes out now, people won't obey him by executive fear that, oh, stop violence. Why? Because there are people that have established an economy around the violence. There are people that are profiting from the violence. There are people that have had social class, status, living life of affluence from the violence. So if people are profiting from violence, and you wake up one day and say, because you are Nnamdi Kanu, and say stop, do you think it's that easy? Do you think it's that easy for them to stop? So the earlier the better, so that we can save. The north is already ravaged by banditry, kidnapping. The southeast, Monday morning, sit at home. You know, the southwest, cultism, thuggery, ritualism. You know, Almost the youth are turning to pianoist. You know what they call pianoist? Froster. You say that they press keyboard, you know. So each region, and we have, because government is not able to manage this thing. You say I pity Nigeria. You know why? The improper management of this thing. If you look at Nigerian youth as a whole, you know, a large population are profiting and thriving, investing their intellectualism into informal economy, whereby you are surviving by illegitimate means. But look at other countries. They are thinking of how to develop software, how to create another planet in Mars or Plateau. You know, they are youth.
Okay.
But Nigerian youth,
Nigerians are interested
to use the word that they used during the election of Yaya Bello. By the way, where's that guy now?
The EFCC is still looking for him.
They are still looking for him.
He was promised that he was
They
going to resign
yes,
to arrest him.
They are still looking for him.
But the EFCC boss hasn't
Well,
resigned.
that is not what I want to use. What we are hearing is the song that they used during his second time election. They go ta 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 ta. That is what, you know.
Doctor, did you not carry us to what we don't know? Lagos phone lines are open. Let's begin to take your thoughts and reactions on the conversation. 0700-903-903-903. That's the number to call. For direct call is 0700-903-903-903. If you want to call us on WhatsApp, it is 0817-175-6338. 0817-175-6338. Let's begin to take your thoughts and reactions. And you can also send your WhatsApp messages to that WhatsApp line, 0817-175-6338. Hello, good evening to you and welcome. Sir?
This is C2 calling for center.
C2, you're welcome. You're welcome.
Good evening, sir. You're welcome.
Yeah, the gentleman in the studio. Precious.
Sir?
Let me say something regarding the Russian flag that they were moving about. That thing you see there is a propaganda, and Russia is not move about. Russia is not going to move about that propaganda. The people that use those things are the people who want to tarnish the image of Russia, because Russia is not good time with the Western world at the moment. They try to balkanize the country, Russia, and Russia said no. So they throw that flag there just to tarnish the image of Russia. Oh, they are everywhere now. It's a propaganda, and Russia knows it. You are dealing with the people who can see what you are dealing with. Russia, the country that they have the technology to see what you are putting under you. So they are not moving that propaganda. I'm telling you, it's a propaganda, and they are not moving. Now the second one is, I want to say something about Elijah Jimakon. Elijah Jimakon is a betrayer, and he should shut his mouth up, because
No, you don't insult someone on radio, please. Okay, you've been through this now, please.
Yeah, let me tell you, I want to tell you exactly what he did. Yes, because we don't condone evil. If you are trying to tarnish other people, saying something because of karma and other things, what about the one he did? You blackmail the Zokome, and you blackmail Jofon, and then you are coming in here telling us about karma. No, I am not that type of person. And let me tell the gentleman, if Nnamdi Kanu is being released, all these things you see will disappear. Nobody will challenge you. They will chase it away. And we know the people who is responsible of doing all these things.
Thank you.
They wanted to put Eastern region to be a non-habitat place, but they have failed.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. That's your opinion, and you're entitled to it. Biggest phone lines are still open: 0700-903-903-903. The WhatsApp line is 0817-175-6338. You can call that WhatsApp line, especially if you're calling from the diaspora. You can join the conversation on WhatsApp or via WhatsApp call. Hello, good evening to you. Hello, good evening. Are you there? Good evening.
Dr. Deji, you are just on point. Actually, what is going on with Nnamdi Kanu is something very sadly. People would have just have the release of Nnamdi Kanu as the no-hanging fruit, honestly. But only to win the heart of the listeners, but also to show that he's somebody who believes in our legal jurisprudence, considering the fact that the Supreme Court has set this man free. So why are you putting all this man into this station? So I expect the president to release it. It is for two benefits, not even for the benefit of the seller. Secondly, talking about the Russian flag that is being hoisted in the north as a result of the protest. I want a little man to come over to this video. Let me explain to us the criticality concerning such. Because most people themselves are carrying all the international flags. So what is the here to that war being hoisted in the north? Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Yes, you want to respond? You already responded to that. I guess you're turning late. So
No, the thing is, you see, if you are to fly a foreign flag in a country, you are flying the flag, should I say, on a positive note to show collaboration between the two countries. That's why when you go to some places, you see the country, or maybe some schools, you see foreign flags lying along with Nigerian flags, or you go to embassies and missions. But when you are carrying the flag of another country in such a way that it undermines the interest of the country you are in, it is deemed treasonable, especially when you are now carrying it and you are seeking external intervention allegedly for a change of government. So it is two different things. If I'm flying US flag now, that maybe I own a hotel, a school or something, it is different. But if I decide to fly US flag during protest and I'm calling on US to come and take over, Nigeria, it is not allowed. It is really treasonable. But we need to look at it from another perspective, which I will look at it as the interest of a government. For example, some things will be a crime under a government, under another government it will be a crime. Because people have flew this Israel flag when there were agitations in the southeast that they are more of Jews or something like that, and Israel flag was being flown. But the Buhari government perhaps didn't see that as as a threat. So each government defines what they see as threat or what they want to believe that it is a threat to them. So to the Tinubu presidency, the flag and calling for external intervention is being seen as a threat to the government. That doesn't mean that when the Israel flag was being paraded, that doesn't mean that it is not a crime. But the thing is, for instance now, a governor might be there and people might be flying one way. He may not do anything about it. A new government may come and start arresting people that fly one way. Because the former government did not arrest people that fly one way, doesn't mean it is legitimate or it's not an offense to fly one way. So that's
okay. All right, then go back to the phone. Let's say good evening to you. Hello? Good evening, welcome. What's your name, sir, and where are you calling from?
I'm Daniel calling from Ababa.
You're welcome, Daniel. Go ahead.
Christian, what I just want to say, what is I just want to be explained to you. Because all this, they are making you white and I like your whiteness because I like in Nigeria and what's going on.
Thank you.
I'm on your way, they no call and thank God they call up. Maybe I can drink and work.
Thank you.
You call it to Nigeria 3 years. Somebody they kill each other. I want to let everybody know. And that what the Igbo have been fighting in. And I'm migrating through your best decision.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No matter how many souls died in this Nigeria, it's not from Nigeria that is going on in Nigeria. They can never perceive the 3 million Igbos that have died during this.
All right, it's okay. I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
No, I have never made my point. Please don't cut me off. It's about what you are trying. What I'm trying to say is that now that we are talking about being one Nigeria, and everything is happening in the north, they want to replicate. The woman can never went and kill somebody in his house. The woman is very, very busy for his business, and we are all around in Nigeria doing our businesses. Someone that has something doing will not be causing problems. So what I'm tell the young guy that they supposed to be telling them they can in order to bring out what is going on in the north and they are saying security in the east. What is they are doing security in the east? What they are doing in the east is artificial. Because I can never see why the reason is telling you unknown government in the east. It is a lie. It is a typical lie. Then Nigeria said that that's the truth. We should forget the religion, forget crime. This is the time that you will not if there is anything called Nigeria. If there is anything called Nigeria, you will not Nigeria will not be killing Nigeria in the past.
All right, thank you. Thank you. So I have to cut you now. It's spoken about 2 minutes. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I have someone on hold already. Hello, good evening. Apologies for keeping you waiting.
Yeah, good evening. My name is Darlington again, so I'm calling from Dallas, Texas.
You're welcome, Mr. Darlington.
First of all, I just want to seize this opportunity to thank you all for this wonderful program that you guys indulged in. Bringing something for us to listen to, even though we're not around there back home. So thank you, guys, Darlington and everyone.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. But I just want to beg you for one thing, which is why I called. Please, if you guys, the way you guys call people up when they want to say their opinion or say something and this thing, I think for me, I don't know your reasons for doing that, but I think everyone, this is your voice of the people. I think you guys should think about it and let people voice out their opinion, but always put it on them. This is what you say.
We can't do that. Let me not even let you listen. We can't do that. First of all, how long have you been listening to us? Apologies for asking.
Okay, I've been listening for a couple of let's say a month now.
Okay, so I guess you're still relatively new. That's why you don't know. So this is not a YouTube channel. It's a terrestrial radio station, a free-to-air radio station that is highly regulated by the government. And the regulation for free-to-air, for instance, is even much more than that of perhaps cable that you pay. Do you understand? So the government, it is highly regulated, and there are policies guiding every broadcasting organization that is free to air. One of which is we cannot let our medium to be used to drive an opinion about a certain group of people. It is against the law. So when your comment begins to look like you're, making people hate some particular people or stuff like that, we can't let you air it because it's our medium, and the station will just maybe not just sanction but shut down. Do you understand? So that's and then I have enlightened people here over and over again, but you don't. I'm taking time to explain to you because you're quite new here and they know, so that's it. So we can't let people drive an opinion because by the time you have landed your thoughts already, an opinion would have been formed by a particular group of people and the government will come for us. So I hope you understand. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Right, phone lines is open 0700 903 903 903. Hello, good evening to you. Oops, there. All right. Hello, good evening. Hello. Are you there? Good evening. Yes, please. Yes, you're welcome. Go ahead, sir.
Promise I greet you.
Good evening, sir. You're welcome.
To Dr. Deji.
Yes, please. Dr. Omoshala Deji.
Okay.
Yeah, good evening. Yeah, mashallah.
Go ahead.
The political scientist. My name is Jova.
Jova, you're welcome. Go ahead.
And the precious.
Sir?
Everything that Dr. Deji has been saying, I've been listening to him. The part that is appealing to me, which is why I have to call now, is the fact where the president addressed the nation again today. And I'm so surprised that in this offense, he did not touch on this subsidy thing. I mean, subsidize something. They are not subsidizing petrol. She subsidized something. We need to have attention of what is happening outside of this country. Not minding the fact that they are flagging Russian flag or whatever thing they are doing there. It told us that that place is restless as we speak. So what does that portend for this country in the next year? If this particular problem persists over there, look at what you read in the news, that soldier killed a 16-year-old. Am I correct?
Yes, you're correct.
So this boy now, maybe so restless. He just lost his life. He just lost somebody who that been somebody very important for this nation to know. God knows what will that become. So my own position is that our president should not have waited for this crisis at all to start. Look at it. We've been asking him to address the country, he did not do that. Now the crisis started in less than 100 days by addressed the country twice. Imagine if he addressed this country like 2 times before this crisis or protest started. None of these things will be happening. People that go in there, things would have been working out. Make promises, even if they are not fulfilling it. The way you have always done. So that's what I believe that what is happening now is not good for the nation. It's not good for it. There's nothing anybody will tell me that will make me believe that he's not addressing the nation over time before this thing happens. It's good for this nation. It is not. We'll be losing people. We are not supposed to be losing people unnecessarily. I have to add that as well. So that is the area that
Thank you.
Which is why I have to call him now.
Thank you, John.
Thank you very much, Dr. H.
Thank you so much. God bless you, sir. Thank you. Hello, good evening. Alright. Hello, good evening. Promise you will take us through some WhatsApp messages.
Yeah, let's start from this Adeyemi Kamaru says from Satellite Town. He says President Tinubu was right in removing fuel subsidy. Under no condition must it return. If fuel subsidy returns in Nigeria, we will never fulfill our potential. Wow. Nigerians who love Nigeria should put aside partisan, religious, and ethnic differences and support the president. Fuel subsidy will end Nigeria. If we don't end fuel subsidy, Tinubu came to rescue Nigeria, but it's not going to be easy for him. If you cannot support him, just wish him the best as a good citizen.
All right, thank you so much. I appreciate you. You want to take more messages?
Yeah, can I check from First Tax says, what about the bandits have been waving different types of flag in the north, and the military have not come out to say it's treasonable offense? The protesters waving flags, though, that's since bandits and Boko Haram have not been doing it, and okay, as if bandits and Boko Haram have not been doing it, nobody said anything. That's why they came up with their own flags too. Okay, so since these people have been doing it, who can do it? Anybody can do it. Okay.
All right then. Okay. So I take a few reactions from YouTube because YouTube is also almost full. Let me start from the bottom. John Amola says, "Dear sir, response of precious self-money." Oh, okay. This response of precious self-money. My dear brother, I get home training well. And he says, "I love your station. I started following on your video. Then on this platform, love your analysis. Thank you so much." Well, let's quickly react to some calls because the calls are in their numbers. We'll come back to the messages. Hello, good morning. Sir?
Good evening.
Good evening. Welcome, sir.
My name is Dr. Patiko. I'm coming from Ivory Coast, Abidjan.
You're welcome. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, I just have a few comments to make.
Okay, sir.
As a reverend, before I left Nigeria, almost 30 years ago, we've been praying for Nigeria to work. I have preached on so many platforms across the world. And there's something I want to let Nigerians know about governance. Government. Every government is already shrouded in secrecy. The oath of office that the presidents take in the open is not actually the one, the real one. There is another oath of office.
Are you serious? Oh, wow. Allegiance to who now? To the people he's supposed to govern, right?
Forget about the people he's supposed to govern. The one done in the public is just to deceive the people.
That's such a conspiracy theory.
The one they take is shooting in secrecy. And also, the young man there was going closer to revealing it, but he never expatiated on what he said. Let me just help him. Nigeria found oil. They found oil in Nigeria before the British left.
Yes, please.
Good. Now the independence they created Nigeria. Is anybody taking or referring us back to the document signed? Do you think that the amalgamation of Nigeria and that the British is so stupid to let go everything. Listen, I'm a 62-year-old man. I was born on the 5th of May, 1962. Since, and I grew up in Lagos. I was born in a place called Apule Barita. And we've been hearing up Nepal. Since that time when we were young till today, Nigerians are still celebrating anytime the light is switching on. Nigerians have not even enjoyed constant energy.
So, sir, we don't have so much time. I wish you can wrap this up very quickly. I wouldn't want to just cut you off, sir.
Good. Now, the thing I'm saying is this. Debated generations.
Okay, sir.
This is not a curse.
Oh, wow.
We will keep on praying.
We have 100 years down the line already. 100 years plus.
Yes, ma'am.
From the amalgamation you mentioned.
What is going on in Congo? The man they killed in Congo, who killed him? The Belgians killed him. He had good intention. Look at Mama Gaddafi. How was he removed? Anyone, Tinubu has been captured. Buhari was captured. These guys are working as a mob. We are praying that. We are just praying that things get better. But I'm sorry. If you have anything of escaping, you can escape.
No, sir. No, sir. Thank you so much. I appreciate your opinion. Thank you very much. Well, please let's not, build up fear on public radio. I thought to allow you to land your opinion, because of the calm way you spoke. But I appreciate you so much, sir. Hello, good evening, sir.
Hello.
Good evening, welcome. And just to state that everything that the last caller said is totally and entirely his opinion, and in no way does it represent that of the station. Good evening and welcome.
Good evening.
Yes, you're welcome, sir.
Please, I greet your guest.
We greet you too.
Thank you very much. President, I just want to comment on the issue of Nnamdi that we are talking about.
Yes, please.
It's not easy to contact people's that are already saying differently. Because we are saying that people are the main people that can be seen as true Nigerians. There's no part of this country that we will go that we will not send Igbo man. And in all these places that Igbos can contribute in the between those areas, both in the north and in the west. There's no state in the west that will not send Igbo man. Even when they will buy land, build a house, contribute to the development of those places. But even if it happens in the north, what do we hear? Igbo should go. If it happens in the southwest, Igbo should go. I don't know what the country that Igbos has done that has made Igbos to be an enemy to them. Now, Nnamdi has been held. But I'm afraid that many have committed things that are more than that. But Nnamdi is seen as the worst enemy. I want to believe that the movement, they will not that the social plan is done in the north. That people give no information of where they're doing it. Because everything that concerns people is always treated differently. Why is it like that? If they don't want us to regret this country with them, they should let us go. Instead of giving us names, calling us names, we're not going to take this with them. We are different men. But everything about us is already said differently.
All right, I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Promise. Thank you. You want to go back to those messages? Yeah?
All right, first off from Alakore says, good evening, and the president is just bombarding Nigerians with promises without actions. Let him stop the purchase of the presidential jets, reduce the allowances of government officers like House of Rep and Senate, cancel all the ministries you created that are not useful, sell back those SUVs he bought for his wife. Then we will know that he is ready for a change.
All right, then I go to YouTube where Odile Maluku says, why will Nigeria be an indivisible entity? John Omalaye says, okay, I think I took that already. Kingsley Izzy says, IPB Nigeria call telling us that Ejimako is a betrayer because Nnamdi Kanu sacked your Ifa Ejiofor. If Ejiofor is the eyes of Nigeria in IPOB, so Mr. Paul, leave Ejimako alone. Oh, wow.
Right, Apostle Paris says, having witnessed what had happened in the country so far, I think this is a time for Nigerian electoral body, the INEC and the judiciary. They should be totally overhaul and be effective That way, credible people will man the affairs of this nation, and the crop of this present government officials damaging the country will be avoided.
Okay.
According to him, and this
All
says,
right. Okay. Lionheart
call.
says, okay, yes. No, I wanted to take a message from YouTube. Lionheart from YouTube says, if Russian flag is a problem, then what is Arabic inscription doing in our currency? Is that not a treasonable felony? Dr.
Well,
said it
the thing is,
Okay.
I absolutely agree, and what we can advocate for is consistency. You know, I would like when the government is consistent in the sense that if you don't want Russian flag, which is a reasonable submission from the government, don't allow dollar to be spent in our economy as well, because if you look at it, it's almost the same thing. You undermining Nigeria's sovereignty if they can be spending dollar. If those children is collecting dollar and the school is in Nigeria, you know. Also, don't allow Israel flag to be flown. Don't allow Arabic in our currency.
What's the meaning of the Arabic in our currency?
I don't know. I don't know.
So let's quickly
I don't understand that. I think it was. I think maybe it's during this Babangida regime when he brought when he made Nigeria to join the OICs. I think that should be Organization of Islamic Countries, something like that. It generated so much controversy then that Nigeria is not an Islamic country. But the thing is, there is some goodies attached to it at that time. And you know, successive Nigerian government, anywhere there is goodies, you find Nigerian government there. See, when China was disbursing loan and goodies, Nigerian government was there.
Are they still benefiting from that goodies till now?
Well, the thing is, that's now become a religious kind of thing, because if they try to remove it, the Islamic groups will come up, the Murics and the like, the North will protest against it and all that. So, you know,
Alright,
that's why the Arabic is there to stay.
Okay, Madam Precious promise, and our guest Nana says, holding another country's flag and carrying other countries' currencies, which one should be more considered treasonable? And since when has the EG become the judiciary to decide if holding a flag should be considered treasonable or not? Madam Precious, do you remember the NSAS protesters in 2020? They had Nigerian flags in their hands when they were shot at Lekki toll gate. So the flag thing is just a distraction. Tinubu should address the real issues that is causing the protests, according to Nana. And this says, good evening, Precious, Promise and Dr. DG. Do you know my concern in all of this? Our good analyst said it is that we are not analyzing on subject that will take us out of the deep mess we are in. We have always been using the propagandist template of and it's not okay. I think I'm going to move to another one, and this says, hello Precious and the guests in the house. Precious, I have a friend that came from the north. He said that both his mom and dad were killed by the herdsmen. So do you see the level of insecurity in the country? So the north are tired of what is happening and think that military might be the only. Are you serious? Okay, you think the north? Okay, Michael from Surulere is saying this.
Okay, and then I go to YouTube where Lionheart says, if Russia's flag is a problem, okay, I think I checked that. Mobius says the first color.
Udom says,
okay, William Masters Refinery, Kiari must be very powerful, still retain his job. Nigerian youth need to retain, Nigerian youths need to get there. To reassemble on behalf of our long-awaited refinery NNPC overhauling.
I'm taking this one. Udom says, Precious, the Nigerian youth decided to use Russian flags this time around in order to be safe. Since the last time Nigerians flag used for protests during the NSAS, they were killed. So we think it's better to use the Russian flag instead. And Ola said, Precious, there is nothing like subsidy. Listen to what's he said or something. Okay, this says, good evening, Precious, Dr. DG, the professor. I hail thee, you're really a political analyst. For $600 million, government is spending in importation of crude oil. I believe that refinery belongs to. Okay.
All right, then. So we'll go to YouTube again. Emeka Weke says, Mr. Speaker, you can't use us to Nigeria or force us to be in Nigeria. So Teresa says, I wait for my country, Nigeria. Mike Maduabike says, I guess the situation right now, if I don't laugh about it, I will just cry. So don't cry, so just laugh. Kano Ikechuku says, how can Nigeria be Nigeria? We employ Boko Haram bandits and animals, Nigerian military killing people and innocent children like animals. I don't get that message. Okay. And then no house know how fix it says, if this country works, so many people will lose. Those in power and corridors of power will never willingly allow Nigeria to work. When we are tired, we will free ourselves. They protest, we eat. That's deep. Go ahead.
Mario Gada says, good evening. Why are the people in government the only people who find Mr. President's policy workable? Please, they should know that Nigerians are tired of this local government. Okay. And this says, okay, you sent something for us to view. This says, good evening everyone. Tinubu is appealing to protesters to suspend protests, that he is feeling the pains of Nigerians. And I want to tell protesters that Tinubu doesn't have something tangible to offer. He said, will heaven fall if the federal government of Nigeria builds functioning refineries apart from the Dangote refinery? Already, Dr. Deji already spoke about that. NNPC is the biggest problem Nigeria is having. And another one is bad leaders who are after their personal gains. This is the reason why the president is addressing for the first and second time now without any commitment to the citizens. We have leaders that are working against the country. You'd say, Shina Mary from Akwara said this.
Okay, all right.
And this says, good evening everyone. It would be a good thing if you stop reading all those fake promises and you say it's FRC and NTD reach those. And also, you need to shun that nation. Okay, now, so you people, sometimes all that you have to be quite civil. I'm not the kind of thing you send to us. There's some things we'll not be able to read. And this says, dear Precious, good evening to you, Dr. Deji. I didn't want to comment today, but you changed your mind. Precious, you like troubleshooter. Dr. Deji said, make you not convert the $600 million to Naira, but you still went ahead to convert it. Now your calculator don't spoil. Precious. Did your calculator spoil?
It's spoiled too. The calculator hang.
And this says Rex is asking Precious, which every time your opinion, that's your opinion, you're entitled to be Precious. Which one is your own opinion?
I know they get. I know get.
Presenter doesn't have an opinion, yeah? And this says, good evening ladies, P&P, Dr. DG, the previous government and this present government are not interested in the economy of the East. But what they don't know is that anybody holding someone down will himself remain down. The reason Nigeria's economy is not doing well is what because to see from Surulere. And this says, good evening, what is going on in our country is not a natural problem, it's man-made. God has blessed this country with a lot of abundant resources. Cabal killed, destroyed, and have finished this country. May God have mercy on us. Israel from Maryland is saying this, and this says, Emmanuel says, there are people really benefiting from what is happening in the southeast. Releasing Nnamdi Kanu for them is not an option, like Dr. Deji said. He mentioned that earlier. This says, concerning Kanu, they should release him. Nnamdi Kanu doesn't hate this country. If you look at his message, he is only against the injustice. Every year, the same story going on in this country. The government should address all these abnormals going on in the country. And you said, Yusuf Jegun, VOP, our president knows how to beautify words without action. This man can woo a classy lady and control her perfectly with sweet words without giving her a dime.
Okay, so let's go back to the phone lines. Phone lines are still open. Your messages are apologies. We may not be able to take even up to 10% of them, but forgive us, please. Hello, good evening to you.
Good evening, President. Hello.
Sir, I can hear you. Go ahead.
President, good evening.
You're welcome.
Dr. DJ. Dr. DJ,
Yeah, good evening, sir.
The president is not a motivational speaker. They said the last speech he made on Sunday was a threat. Now he has gone to motivational speaker. People are saying that one will go just now. Dr. DJ, I appreciate your analysis of the Nigerian army getting involved in this matter. It was the Iran. But I'm fascinated by your thought process. You are very good and you know what you are doing. So thank you for that.
Thank you, sir.
Now, let me go to the issue of Nnamdi Kanu. The fact that is the reason I call, because I've always wondered why they are missing the link. You see, it was there when President Chinaka told you people that when they started the protest on Thursday, that the government wants them in Imo State not to get involved. And those of them that they refuse to try to get involved, that unknown government chased them away. Now ask yourself, who are those unknown government? If the unknown government is doing the bit of the state government, you can tell that it's the state government of State that is behind that unknown government that is like the way. So this often and becoming the gentleman here said that maybe the government should be using to where the problem is. In the federal government, do you think that they are not interested in what is going on in it so that it is going on? I'll give you an example. This Nnamdi was taken from Kenya to Nigeria, and he was listening to Radio Biafra then. Even the POC of the Biafran people, everybody was confused. But the next day, the federal government took him to court. Before they took him to court, I opened my phone in the morning and listened to them. I heard him watch all these major Nigerian news that Nnamdi Kanu had given Simon about order to start speaking of his behalf. This is the man they said that he was living in coma when they brought him here. How did he manage to give order for somebody to speak for him? When even his family, when even the people who inaugurated his news, they have not spoken. It will tell you that it is the VSS that is orchestrating what is going on in the city. This is Simon back. You need to get that straight.
No, sir, please. I would have to cut you here, please. Most times when you carry these narratives, please make sure you have your proof correct. Please, we will not let you carry unverified narrative on a public radio. I hope you understand me. Hello, good evening to you. Hello, good evening. Yes, please. Yes, welcome. Yes, please, welcome.
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
You're welcome. Danny, you're welcome. Go ahead. Okay. Agencies and parastatals. Yes. Dr. Did you wrap up with this? Apologies. Thank you so much.
It will be implemented when everybody, first of all, agree that there is bad governance.
Is there bad governance?
There's bad governance. There's bad governance. There's no time. We have given you like 15 reasons why there's bad governance.
Okay, just let us know.
You know? Okay, if you use 21 billion to renovate the house of one man, the VP, at a time when the minimum wage was 30,000. You know, they just passed it there, it was 30,000, and used 21 billion for one man. What do we call that? You know? So,
when you have massive housing deficits.
There is serious bad governance. And I must say this, if I'm Bola Ahmed Tinubu, I expect the state to kind of like to treat people equally, especially in a sensitive country like Nigeria. in the sense that if you look at Sunday Igboho and Nnamdi Kanu, the similarity of their alleged offenses is obvious. Nnamdi Kanu wants Biafra. Sunday Igboho wants Yoruba Nation, right? And both of them held rallies. Based on that, their similarities is more than their similarities is more than their differences. So because their similarities is more than their differences, for example, now you won't compare somebody. I won't compare Nnamdi Kanu to the Boko Haramites now, because their differencies is more than their similarities.
But they prescribe IPOB if their differences are not that similar. Why did they prescribe the IPOB?
It is the interest of the Buhari government. You understand?
So you think it's political?
But I would.
So,
yes.
What I would really,
yes.
I would really love to get your answer.
Yes,
Do you think that prescription was?
It is absolutely political, because as at that time when IPOB was proscribed, I can't single-handedly point out the place that IPOB has bombed. I stand to be corrected.
Okay.
So if they have not carried out bombing and other features and characteristics of a terrorist organization based on best global practice that we know of, ICs and all that, you know, this terrorist organization, why would you
so IPOB was proscribed?
Yes.
But there is
to the best of my
why?
Now that's why I'm going that.
That's
why I'm going that. Even if you choose not to revise the prescription, I would have thought that if I'm Bola Ahmed Tinubu, because Sunday Igboho was granted freedom and now he's a free man to the extent that he came into the country to celebrate the burial of his mother.
Yes.
And like I said, their similarities is more than their differences.
Yes.
So if I'm President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the reason that I release Sunday Igboho, I would also want to release Nnamdi Kanu, so it won't be like ethnic favoritism. You understand? So, or you keep both of them.
Okay. Yeah. So I thought you were going to answer the question for the last person, but we don't have time anymore. Would you do that? The reason why the government hasn't implemented or Sarah because of when they are going to collapse agencies for themselves.
Well, it is just based on interest, and what I can say on the rap is the government is really not serious about it. But rather than mad parastatals that will make government to save money, we are creating more ministries. So, and that is one of the signs we need to look out for. You are saying the Orosanye report is good, but you are creating more ministries.
All right, thank you.
So,
thank you so much, Dr. Deji.
That's contradictory.
I appreciate you. Like, that's the size of our package. Dr. Deji, if people want to follow you like a village, how would they follow you?
Well, subscribe to my YouTube channel, Politintink with Omoshola Deji. Politintink, that's Politintink, Politintink with Omoshola Deji.
So, poly for politics, right?
Yes, Politintink, yeah. For Politintink with Omoshola Deji. Or you just search on YouTube Omoshola Deji, you will see my videos there. Definitely you will see my channel. Subscribe and turn on the notification button. Then if you have any follow-up question, then if you have any follow-up question, you know, about all the things that I've said tonight, just click on any of my video, drop your question there. I would respond to it. Politintink with Omoshola Deji.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much. That's the size of our package. Our producer, Promise.
My name is Promise on Instagram. I'm Promising Official on Twitter and Facebook. I am Promise. Like Precious says, A means just friend. Over to you.
Don't end it. My name is Precious A. Lagos. Thank you so much for being a part of the show. And yeah, you can catch me on Instagram on Precious A. Official. I'm such a clumsy social media user. I'm not serious with social media. Don't be say I'm not serious with my life. Like, so you can't follow me like my village people there. On Facebook, I'm at Precious A. Twitter is Precious _A. But where I am most active is on YouTube at Precious A TV. Precious ENYI TV. Later this night, Dr. Deji and I will drop something on Precious TV. That's Precious ENYI.
So go and subscribe to both channels.
Precious ENYI. By the way, any means friend. I don't have to be a friend till the end. I'll see you again tomorrow with Dr. Darlington, with Barrister Darlington. I love you. Good night.